According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Section 210.5, all ungrounded conductors of a branch circuit panel board must be disconnected before any other equipment on the load side. This requirement includes isolation transformers. To comply with the NEC, it is recommended to install the isolation transformer in a specific sequence. Firstly, install the main panel disconnect before any other equipment. Secondly, install the isolation transformer immediately after the main panel disconnect. Thirdly, install the two 1 kV ampere transformer disconnects after the isolation transformer. Fourthly, install the remaining panel devices, such as lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers, after the transformer disconnect. By installing the isolation transformer after the main panel disconnect, you ensure that the transformer and all devices connected to it are disconnected from the main power source when the main disconnect is opened. This provides a safe and effective way to isolate the control panel from the main electrical system for maintenance or repairs. This configuration ensures that the isolation transformer and subsequent devices are fully de-energized when the main disconnect is activated, enhancing safety during maintenance and preventing potential hazards. The National Electrical Code is designed to safeguard individuals and property from electrical hazards. Adhering to its guidelines is crucial in electrical installations. Section 210.5 focuses on the proper disconnection of ungrounded conductors to prevent electrical shock and equipment damage. Isolation transformers are used to isolate equipment from the power supply, which helps to reduce electrical noise, prevent ground loops, and improve safety. The correct installation of an isolation transformer is essential to ensure it performs its intended function effectively and safely. When designing a control panel, it is important to consider the placement of all components to ensure compliance with the NEC and other applicable standards. The main panel disconnect serves as the primary means of disconnecting power to the entire control panel. It should be easily accessible and clearly labeled. The isolation transformer should be installed as close as possible to the main panel disconnect to minimize the risk of electrical hazards. The transformer disconnects provide a means of disconnecting power to individual transformers, allowing for safe maintenance and repairs. The remaining panel devices, such as lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers, should be installed in a manner that ensures easy access and maintenance. In addition to the NEC, other standards and guidelines may apply to the design and installation of control panels. It is important to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or contractor to ensure that all applicable requirements are met. Electrical safety is paramount when working with electrical systems. Always follow proper safety procedures and use appropriate personal protective equipment. Before working on any electrical equipment, ensure that the power is disconnected and locked out. Use a voltage tester to verify that the equipment is de-energized. Never work on electrical equipment when you are tired or distracted. If you are not qualified to work on electrical equipment, seek the assistance of a qualified electrician. Remember that electricity can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others from harm. The correct installation sequence, as outlined previously, is critical for maintaining a safe and compliant electrical system. Firstly, the main panel disconnect acts as the primary point of power interruption, ensuring that the entire control panel can be de-energized quickly in case of an emergency or for maintenance purposes. This disconnect should be readily accessible and clearly marked to allow for immediate action when needed. Secondly, placing the isolation transformer immediately after the main panel disconnect ensures that the transformer itself and all downstream components are isolated from the main power source when the disconnect is opened. This isolation is essential for preventing electrical shock and reducing the risk of equipment damage due to voltage surges or other electrical disturbances. Thirdly, the two 1 kV ampere transformer disconnect, which supply power to lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers, are installed after the isolation transformer. These disconnects allow for individual isolation of these circuits, facilitating safe maintenance and troubleshooting without affecting other parts of the control panel. Fourthly, the remaining panel devices, including lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers are connected after the transformer disconnects. This configuration ensures that each device can be independently isolated and serviced as needed, enhancing the overall safety and maintainability of the control panel. By adhering to this installation sequence, you not only comply with the NEC requirements but also create a safer and more reliable electrical system. The isolation transformer plays a crucial role in protecting sensitive electronic equipment from voltage spikes, electrical noise, and ground loops, ensuring stable and clean power for optimal performance. Furthermore, the disconnects provide an additional layer of safety by allowing for quick and easy isolation of individual circuits, minimizing downtime and reducing the risk of electrical hazards during maintenance. In addition to the NEC section 210.5, it is also important to consider other relevant sections of the code that may apply to the installation of control panels and isolation transformers. These may include sections related to grounding, overcurrent protection, wiring methods, and equipment labeling. Consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or contractor can help ensure that your control panel design meets all applicable requirements and is installed in accordance with industry best practices. Remember that electrical codes and standards are constantly evolving, so it is important to stay up to date on the latest changes and revisions. Participating in continuing education courses and attending industry conferences can help you stay informed and maintain your expertise in electrical safety and design. Ultimately, the goal of electrical codes and standards is to protect people and property from electrical hazards. By following these guidelines and taking a proactive approach to electrical safety, you can help create a safer and more reliable electrical system for your facility. The information provided is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional engineering advice. Always consult with a qualified electrical engineer or contractor before designing or installing any electrical equipment. The placement of an isolation transformer in a control panel requires careful consideration of safety and compliance with the National Electrical Code. The primary goal is to ensure that the transformer and all connected devices can be safely disconnected from the main power source for maintenance or in the event of an emergency. According to NEC section 210.5, all ungrounded conductors of a branch circuit panel board must be disconnected before any other equipment on the load side, which includes isolation transformers. Therefore, the recommended installation sequence is as follows. Firstly, install the main panel disconnect. This disconnect serves as the primary means of cutting off power to the entire control panel. It should be easily accessible and clearly labeled. Secondly, install the isolation transformer immediately after the main panel disconnect. This placement ensures that the transformer is isolated from the main power source when the disconnect is opened. Thirdly, install the two 1 kV ampere transformer disconnects after the isolation transformer. These disconnects provide a means of disconnecting power to the individual transformers that supply power to the lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers. Fourthly, install the remaining panel devices such as the lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers after the transformer disconnects. This arrangement allows for individual isolation of each device for maintenance or troubleshooting. By following this installation sequence, you can ensure that the isolation transformer and all connected devices are safely disconnected from the main power source when the main disconnect is opened. This provides a safe and effective way to isolate the control panel from the main electrical system for maintenance or repairs. In addition to the NEC requirements, there are other factors to consider when placing an isolation transformer in a control panel. Firstly, consider the size and weight of the transformer. The transformer should be mounted in a location that can support its weight and that provides adequate ventilation. Secondly, consider the wiring requirements of the transformer. The transformer should be wired in accordance with the NEC and other applicable codes. Thirdly, consider the environmental conditions in which the transformer will be operating. The transformer should be protected from moisture, dust, and other contaminants. Fourthly, consider the potential for electromagnetic interference. The transformer should be located away from sensitive electronic equipment to minimize the risk of interference. By taking these factors into consideration, you can ensure that the isolation transformer is properly installed and operates safely and reliably. The correct placement of an isolation transformer in a control panel is crucial for safety and compliance with electrical codes. The National Electrical Code, specifically Section 210.5, mandates that all ungrounded conductors of a branch circuit panel board must be disconnected before any other equipment on the load side, including isolation transformers. The recommended installation sequence to adhere to these regulations and ensure safety is as follows. 1. Install the main panel disconnect. This is the primary point of power shutoff for the entire control panel and should be easily accessible and clearly labeled. 2. Install the isolation transformer immediately after the main panel disconnect. This ensures that when the main disconnect is opened, the isolation transformer and all downstream components are completely isolated from the main power source. 3. Install the two 1 kV ampere transformer disconnects after the isolation transformer. These disconnects are used to isolate the individual transformers that supply power to specific loads like lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers. This allows for safe maintenance and troubleshooting of these circuits without affecting the rest of the panel. 4. Install the remaining panel devices, such as lighting, personal computers, and programmable logic controllers after the transformer disconnects. This configuration ensures that each device can be individually isolated for maintenance or repairs, enhancing the overall safety and maintainability of the control panel. The reasoning behind this sequence is to provide a safe and effective way to isolate the control panel from the main electrical system. By placing the isolation transformer after the main disconnect, you ensure that the transformer and all devices connected to it are energized when the main disconnect is open. This is critical for preventing electrical shock during maintenance or repairs. Additional resources such as the NEC Section 210.5 and IEEE Standard 1584.2018 offer further guidance on surge voltages and electrical safety practices in low-voltage alternating current power circuits, providing a comprehensive understanding of electrical safety standards.